There was a plane landing on a field strip in Alaska, and happened to see this mother brown bear with her 2 cubs. And it turns out mom was dead. These cubs were still with her because they were still little and they were still nursing off and on. In the wild, with as young as they were when they were found, without their mother, they would not have survived. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service up there actually were able to rescue them and take them to the Alaska Zoo. So they actually finished bottle raising them and such until we could take them. Because the mom was still raising them, they weren't old enough to just go out and live on their own. So they probably would have ended up dying. They had to come to a rescue place or they would have probably been euthanized. Usually when bears need to be rescued, they're a little younger than that. But depending on situations, scenarios, it is legal to hunt brown bears. So I have a feeling that it's more common than we realize. It's a lot more easy to get them used to their surroundings, used to being around people, and really bring them up that way. It's helpful when they come in young so that they can acclimate to the environments at which they're going to be in as rescue bears. The biggest problem and the biggest force of nature that they are facing truly is humans. So we have pretty much destroyed habitats and pushed brown bears into about 5% of their natural original territory. So there's still what you could consider the same amount of brown bears, but in a smaller space. And now when you get people that want to go and see them and get close to them so that they can get their selfies, or they want to feed them so they can get them closer, that is causing a lot of human and bear conflict. Kodiak is very much the brother. Anyone that has a sister or a brother can relate to this in a way, but he likes to be the wrestler. He likes to be in charge, but she doesn't put up with him always either. You know, it's one of those, someday she'll catch up to you and then they can wrestle back and forth. But usually, as much as he thinks he's the top bear in there, she kind of puts him in his place a bit. But yeah, he loves to wrestle. He loves to play. He loves to move everything. And he's also the one that's more likely to be laid out on his back with his feet spread open. He's just, in that sense, he's a stereotypical old man kind of bear. He's not old by any means, but he is more likely to sit on his tushy and have his feet just spread out everywhere, just being lazy. So Katmai's got some sass to her. She's definitely the sister. She doesn't let him get away with a lot of the stuff he tries to pull on her. If she's not in the mood to wrestle, she'll make sure he knows. And if she wants something, she'll make sure he knows as well. She is a little giving though. She's very, very smart. So her favorite item is her bones that we give them as part of their diet. But where Kodiak would rather chew on the outsides, she actually waits till he's done, takes them and throws them on the ground so that she can break them open and eat the marrow from inside. So she's gonna let him do the hard work first. She throws anything she can and she tries to break it. So it's really, really fun to watch. The coastal brown bears are far more likely to coexist with other bears, but playfulness is by far what they stand out for. They love to play. They love to hunt fish. They're not going to forage as much as other brown bears. So fishing is definitely their big iconic behavior. So here, what we try to do is give them enrichment items or like puzzle feeder type situations where they can actually take their time. They can mimic the behaviors of hunting or fishing by what we give them. For example, if we want them to randomly come across a fish in their pool, even though the fish is dead, we'll toss that fish into their pool so that they can go get it. And it doesn't take long before they find it and eat it. People really do ask us all the time, how do you work with them? When do you go in with them? When can we watch you go in with them? And we really don't. And I think that's a common misconception with lots of species across zoos is that you want to be a zookeeper so you can go play with the animals, but that's really not what we do. So they are so fun to work with, but again, they're big bears, and we give them one thing that we think will be amazing, and they destroy it right away. So you have to know their temperaments and their behaviors. Even though we raise them after 2 years old, they still very much have that wild instinct in them. They had to come to a rescue place, or as young as they were when they were found. Without their mother, they would not have survived.